Hey, what's going on, guys? Steven, the Salon Guy here, and today I've got Andrew, and I'm going to be doing a tutorial that I think everybody wants to know on YouTube, especially guys with wavy/curly hair, how to get your hair straight. Now, there's a few different things you can do. You can really only two things: chemically process your hair, get like a Brazilian straightening process or keratin to chemically straighten your hair to make it from this to super sleek. And the thing about that is you have to continue to do that as it grows out. It might last you a couple of months, depending on your hair length, but you have to keep doing that, and it's a chemical process. The other way is to do it manually, which I'm going to show you how to do today, which I suggest doing. It's a little more work, but I'm going to give you guys a scoop on how to do it right now. All right, the first thing you want to do is you want to use a heat protecting product, but not only for heat protecting purposes, but also to help smooth out your hairs. This is my product called Plush. It's actually designed to be put in the hair before blow drying to help really smooth out the hair, defrizz it. It gives a lot of nice natural shine, and it also has heat protecting agents too. So you use a little bit amount like that, like a dime size amount, and then you're going to work it throughout the hair. As you can see, it works in really easily, kind of like an oil type consistency. Then you run it through the hair when it's damp or wet, and what that's going to do is it's going to really start the smoothing process, okay? And there's a lot of products on the market, and this particular one, I wanted to make sure it didn't have, it didn't flatten your hair out. So it gives the nice little volume to the hair as well as smoothing properties. So it's a really good product for men and women. So once you have this in your hair, you need to start building the foundation. So I'm using a smoothing product because we're thinking smoothing, okay? Now we're going to actually blow dry the hair. So for the blow drying process, a lot of what you can do is with your hands. And what I like to do is really kind of stretch the hair out like this and extend it to smooth the process, do the smoothing process right from the beginning with my hands, all right? Because you can do a lot. Instead of, what you don't want to do is you don't want to start roughing it up all over the place. That's just going to disrupt the cuticle and make it start getting curlier. You want to actually start smoothing the hair with your hands and laying the cuticle down flat to make it nice and smooth. Your hands can be your best tool when it comes to smoothing it out. So I like to get a good amount of the moisture out of the hair first, and then I go in with a brush to then even make the hair a little bit smoother. So I've got a Paul Mitchell sculpting brush. This is an amazing brush. It's a classic brush to use. And what you want to do is you want to actually work downwards this way. You want everything to lay smoother and flatter towards the head. So you want to start working down and with the grain of the hair, and kind of almost like you're wrapping it around the head this way. So as you can see, the brush and the blow dryer are always working together. It's almost like they're attached together. You don't want these two to be separated from each other. You want the nozzle and the brush to always be working together. And what you want to do is you want to start moving the hair around and kind of manipulating the hair to really smooth it out. As you can see, I'm brushing it in all different areas, but I'm actually working the brush down this way to really start the smoothing process and laying it flat. And then what we start to do as we get to the longer lengths is then we'll take the hair, lock it in the brush, and work down like this. Again, the brush and the nozzle have to work simultaneously to really ensure it's going to be a smooth look. So what I like to do here, it's easier for me obviously because I'm doing this, is when you work in the back, you start from this scalp here and you turn, lift and pull. So we're going to turn it and then we're going to extend it out. And you have to continue to do this throughout the entire head. It's the best way to do it as far as straightening your hair, not chemically. Constantly brush, constantly work the product into the hair, constantly work the brush into the hair. It's a process. It's not easy to do this, but if you take the time to do it, and follow the steps I'm showing you, it'll be obviously a little bit easier for you to do it. And as we get to the front and the top, what I'm doing is I'm taking it, again, same thing, and I'm smoothing it out like that, bringing it back, and then brushing it. So, and also keep in mind, keep brushing it the opposite direction. Don't worry about brushing it down. You want to brush the hair in all different directions to really work the hair. Because especially with curly hair, it has waves in it. So you have to really brush those waves out. So I like using this type of brush. And then if you want to get a little more volume in there, again, you turn it like this. And the more you lift at the root area, That's where you're going to get that volume. But you have to extend the nozzle and the brush together. But as you can see here, I'm constantly working the hair. That's the key to this thing, is working the hair. And I like to bring the hair all down forward towards the face, and then I'll go back in like that. So we have those waves in there, and as you can see here, I'm working it out that way. Now I'm going to brush the hair over this way and continue to smooth it out. And it's just like cutting hair. You have to do it section by section. So a lot of times you guys will see round brushes like this, and you want to have something that has a ceramic brush because it's better for your hair. And what this really does is it not only gives volume, but it helps stretch the hair out to help really, really smooth it. But you have to be careful. You don't want to burn yourself or burn your hands, but it's a really good way to really smooth the hair out, make it super, super sleek. As you can see on that side, see? Very nice. And what's great about this is the product. The product, Plush, that I used is really designed to help smooth the hair out to make it really, really silky. See? And we brush it down just like that. See how nice and smooth that is? So we can continue to do this throughout the entire top of the head. And the same thing, you can blow dry it in all different directions as well. So now let's take this, and now we're going to blow dry it back. And what that's doing, it's creating volume, but it's also smoothing out the hair as well. You're going to get a lot of volume when it comes to using a brush like this as well. So if you're looking for some good volume and lift in your hair, a round brush is going to really help. It's really going to help you with a couple of things: smoothing and getting volume. But there's still more steps to this. We're not done. Now what I do in the very, very front is I'll bring all this hair down this way. If you have a cowlick right in the front, which means it's like a little bit of a widow's peak or a point right here or anything in the front hairline, what I like to do is I like to bring the hair forward like this and blow dry it all down towards the face. Blow dry it all down towards the face, and that really, really smooths it out. Because what you're doing is you're actually directing the hair forward. You're dragging it down, and you're straightening the whole thing. Bring the whole top section forward. And the size of the brush really depends on the hair length. So Andrew's got a really good hair length for this size brush, which is probably about a medium size brush. And we're going to continue just to do this throughout the entire top. And you smooth this all down. And again, yes, it might look a little bit wild and crazy at first, but the idea here is to smooth out the hair. Bring this all forward, and then when we're ready to bring us all back, and we've got volume as well as the hair starting to really, really smooth out. And keep in mind, this is just the beginning process. If you want it really super smooth, then what we'll do, which I'll show you in a second, is use a smoothing iron, or what a lot of people like to refer to as a flat iron or a straightening iron. But now, as you can see here, the hair strand is straight now, and it's got some volume to it. So let's bring this down this way. See? So this is the best way to really straighten your hair, is to use this type of technique. So let me show you now with a smoothing iron to get it even smoother. All right, so I just finished using the iron, and as you can see, Andrew's hair now is really, really sleek and smooth. And obviously, yes, we have this coming towards his face this way, but I wanted you to see kind of the difference in how smooth we got his hair. And you can also do this too, you know, but like I said, just take caution if using a smoothing iron. I think you can get it pretty nice by just using the brush alone. So Andrew, bring your head back a little bit. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work our fingers through the hair like this and just bring everything back. Now you do not want to wet your hair. You don't want to really put, you know, you can put maybe a little bit of hairspray, anti-humidity hairspray in the hair just to kind of like lock it in if you want, or something that's very, very matte, like a really, really matte product, you know, or, you know, some of the pre-styling products are good to help kind of start the hair process to make it nice and smooth. But as you can see here, Andrew's hair is like nice and silky smooth now, which I'm sure he'd love to have this every day. But also, guys, don't hate on your waves or your curls, because you can be very diverse with how you style your hair. You know, you can have, you know, if you have only straight hair, you can't have any variety of styles. It's always going to be straight, always going to be curly. So I think it's good to embrace kind of what you naturally have. So as you can see, you can even pull a little bit of hair down this way to make it a little bit of a nicer kind of look like that if you wanted to. Something a little more kind of messy. You can go over this way into the side. You can do a lot with it. But it does require a little bit of work. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. And I'm going to sneak down next to you, Andrew. If you enjoyed this, let me know. Leave some comments below. I hope you found this helpful. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you next time for more videos with the Salon Guy.